Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams.
Welcome to the Kings and Queens podcast, where we enter the minds of leaders with a vision and learn why greatness truly resides within each and every single one of us. Recognizing the kings and queens of the world one voice at a time, here's your host, King Lapo.
What is up, Kings and Queens family? This is your host, King Lapo. I hope you all are doing well and feeling blessed. I know it's been a while since I've dropped an episode, but we're back and we're ready to kickstart things. So without further ado, in this episode, we have a unique guest who's taken charge of the broadcasting and media production game. She's the CEO of her own network company and the founder and host of her talk show, The Arian Helm Show. So that being said, I'd like you guys to welcome the one and only Arian Helm. What's good?
Hey, Kings and Queens. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem. The Kings and Queens fam, they're excited to have you on the episode. So now, what we like to do here on the Kings and Queens podcast is to introduce you to the family. So for those who may not know who you are, go ahead and give them a general background on, where you're from, born and raised and all that.
Okay, so my name is Arian. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, born and raised, one of the best cities in Texas.
Okay.
I go to Texas State University. I'm a senior. I graduate in December, thank God.
Hey, amen.
And as he said, I have my own talk show, I have my own media company, and I'm 21, and I'm blessed.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. We blessed.
Hey,
So
blessed, never stressed.
Hey, I like that. So the talk show host, The Arian Helm Show, what made you want to embark on a journey to start your own show?
Well, I was asked, I came to college to be a lawyer, ultimately to be a judge, and I quickly found out that was not for me at all. So I was a little bit lost in college, and I talked to a professor, and she was asking me, like, what do you like to do? And I'm like, well, I like to talk. And so she was asking me, she was like, why not start a talk show? And I was like, I don't know. And then I looked into it, and I was like, okay, I could totally see myself being like a little windy, being up there and talking to people. So from there, I did my research, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to do this. The Arian Helm Show. Let's talk about it.
I like that. That's what's up. So how did you start? So like, what were the things that you did that you knew, okay, this is what I need to do to start this show?
Lots of research, talking to other creatives, Google. I was Googling everything. I Googled Ellen, how she got started with her talk show. I Googled Oprah. I Googled Wendy, all the greats. And I basically just seen where they started. And then I decided on what I want to talk about and what I want people to get from my talk show. And I wanted it to be nothing, that wasn't going to be informative. I wanted something that you could walk away with a laugh, and you could walk away with something that you learned. Okay. So I went from there, and that's how I chose my segments.
Wow. So you currently go to Texas State, like you said. Yes. What's your major?
Electronic media, which is broadcasting. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And your family, they're supportive of your vision and what you want to do with the talk show?
Yes, they are. My mom, she literally comments under every one of my talk show posts. So that's always appreciated. Yes. The only one, but hey, she's there. She's always there.
Yeah, I think I saw the comments when I was watching your show. And
she's always there.
I was like, wow, this lady's really consistent with the comments.
Yeah, that's my mama. Shout out to Cynthia.
Hey, shout out to your mom.
No, yeah. So they're pretty supportive. My sisters and my dad. It's hard explaining to people your vision. So you just kind of have to bring it to life, and then I feel like from there people will support it.
Perfect. You're right. So how would you describe your show, and what topics do you discuss on your platform?
Well, I have 5 different segments. My first segment is where I'm interviewing people in San Marcos. I've interviewed business owners. I've interviewed a few singers, rappers, just different people doing their thing. I have a segment called Chatty Times, where it's my favorite little time where I'm talking about political and entertainment news. Okay. I try not to, be a shade room. I don't want to diss nobody's platform, but I don't want to be a shade room. But I always try to talk about topics that are uplifting or showing the good in our community and not the bad, as media is always portraying.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I also have a segment where I talk about building generational wealth and understanding financial literacy and responsibility. I have another segment, signed to bring real music back records, where I'm highlighting underappreciated singers, people who are singing, no auto-tune. We don't do auto-tune on the Arian Helm Show. We want to hear what's for real. We don't want to hear no talent. Studio. Yeah, we don't want none of that. We want to hear your real vocals. So yeah. And then my final segment is Know Your Rights, which is one of my favorite because I'm explaining to people their rights and giving advice, just things that a lot of people just don't know about. And I got a lot of success with that particular segment. So I'm going to bring that on for season 2.
Okay, nice. I like that. So in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about each of the segments that you discussed.
Okay, cool.
But before we get there, let's go into the production of your show. So
Lord.
Kings and Queens family, if you guys, her show is on YouTube mainly, correct?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
All right, so it's on YouTube, and pretty much, her show, it reminds me kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen Being Mary Jane. It kind of reminds me of that vision that I see her, or like the Wendy Williams show. So, in terms of like your production and everything like that, your script and edits, do you have anyone that helps you with that, or is it just all you?
It's all me, and it's hard, but it's also been a learning experience. I'm a firm believer in doing things myself before I hire on people. That way I know how it's supposed to be done and how it's supposed to look. So I'm very grateful that I was able to learn a semester before how to edit, how to talk to a camera, how to make eye contact with the camera, like different things like that. I learned the semester before I released my talk show. And, it ain't nothing but God. Yeah. So I decided I'm going to do it all myself and make sure I know how to do these things before I have a videographer or like a producer come on and help me.
Okay. So you're pretty much kind of like prepping yourself until you get to the level where you have a team and everything.
Yes.
That's nice. And
one woman shop.
hey, that's good. Hey, the grind don't stop, so I like that.
It doesn't at all.
How did you like, in terms of your comfortability when you first started, were you, kind of nervous or did you just kind of like just run with it?
Oh my gosh, I was super nervous. The first episode I put out, I was basically explaining all of my segments and about the show. So that one was pretty cool. It was the second episode when I had Kenny Rack, shout out to him.
Hey.
I had him on and I was so nervous interviewing him. It was my first time on camera interviewing anyone. So it was just nerve-wracking, trying not to look at my cue card, trying not to look away from the camera, trying to make eye contact with him. It was just a lot going on. But before every episode, I pray and I always ask God to use me. Hey, so man, I like that. That's the product. Yeah.
Without God, I do the same thing. Before every episode, I take a little prayer and get started.
Definitely got to thank Him and ask Him for some guidance.
Hey, So the Arian Helm Network idea, how did that come about? Was it the talk show? Is that something that came first, or the network came first and then the talk show?
The talk show came first before the network. It kind of just all goes one with the other. I was in class and we were learning about the major networks, such as Disney, Viacom, Comcast, all of these major media companies, and they all own our media. Like they own like 5, 6, 7, 10 stations. And I'm like, dang, like none of these people are Black, And it's like, we are the ones that are contributing most to media and entertainment world. So it's like, why do we not have any Black CEOs or people that are in those positions to portray us in our life and, what's going on? That's why the media looks at us a certain way, is because we don't have representation at the top. So I said, you know what? Arian, go ahead and show these people what's up. So I'm working on my own media company, which will be subscription based. It'll be something similar to Netflix and Hulu. You just go on your phone and it'll have a lot of Black content, but I want to be diverse in my content, but I want to make sure that there is a lot of Black content. Because, you know, you go on Netflix and you see the Black movies on there, and I'm like, what is this? What kind of low budget? So, but the Helm Network, we won't be doing that at all.
Hey, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. So the Helm Network, how did you choose the name of your network? It might be an obvious question, obviously, hence your name. But
well, it has a meaning to it.
Okay,
so it has a meaning. Okay, so my last name, I have always loved my last name because it's different, you know. And if you know what a helm is the steering wheel of a boat. So if you've ever heard the term at the helm, it means to literally be like in charge and command, which is our saying from my network as well, in charge and command. So I feel like the Helm Network is a calling for me from God personally. Okay. So I just want to take the responsibility and the leadership role. And I want to be like, okay, we're in charge and command. Like this, I'm in charge and command of the media world, how they portray us, all these things. And Helm just means to be a leader. So if you're on my platform, you're leading, and you're leading by example. I only believe in, good leaders. I don't believe in leading to anyone astray or anything of that nature. Definitely. So, just be at the helm.
Be at the helm. Take charge. I like that.
Yes.
Kings and Queens fam, you heard that. Take charge. Be at the helm. I like, hey.
Yes.
Look at you.
There's
putting
power in this name.
Nice. I was just curious to see, because I know people, when they're deciding a name on their brand or whatever have you, some people like to associate their name with their brand, and some people don't. And I believe there are, pros and cons to it, but it comes down to personal preference too. Some people don't want to put their name on it because they want the brand or whatever it is to kind of be bigger than themselves. Or sometimes if they put their name on that, people know, okay, if I'm listening to, the Arian Helm Show or the Helm Network, I know, I'm expecting greatness from it. So you can look at it from two different angles, right?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
And it just literally means to drive the boat. That's what a helm is. So I've always looked at myself as a leader. Yes. And as I'm growing into a young woman, I'm becoming a different type of leader. So it's just me taking responsibility for my role and my purpose.
Okay. Well, speaking about leadership, this is a good kind of segue into that. I know you recently got featured on your university's newspaper as the university star. So I just want to say congratulations to you on that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Just to have that recognition from, a whole university to kind of see, bring light to what you're doing, which is amazing. So how did the opportunity come about?
That was a blessing. Thank you. The young lady, her name is Brianna. She just DM'd me. She's like, "Hey, I heard about your talk show and I would love to feature it." And my mouth literally dropped. I was like, what? Because this is only season 1 and I'm very hard on myself. So I've seen a lot of things this season. I was like, oh my God, that is not right. That is not right. So to see recognition and for people to reach out to me like that was major for me. And it was a blessing, to say the least.
Wow. Yeah. And I like how they highlighted you in terms of, just how you said you want more Black network CEOs.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to black it all up. Yeah, we're going to black it up.
Yeah. We need more of that. So in terms of, trying to go into the space of uplifting the Black community and doing well and in terms of CEO positions of networks and all that, how do you stay diverse? Because, obviously you want it to be primarily focused on the Black community, but what about, the other community, your Hispanics, white people, Indians, Chinese, whatever how do you kind of keep that balance of diversity?
Well, the show, my segments, I'm going to speak for season 1. Okay. Everybody can benefit from knowing your rights. Everyone can benefit from learning financial literacy and how to build generational wealth in your family.
That's true.
I just make sure that I focus on getting that information to the Black community because that is where we are lacking as a people. Other races, I won't speak for all, but there are a few races, they don't have those type of problems, but I do want it to make sure that it's open for all, and I make sure I say that, but I want to put emphasis on how much my people, we need this information. We need to start paying attention to these things, but it's definitely open and inclusive to everyone.
Okay.
And I plan to be a little bit more diverse with my guests on the show next season.
Okay.
It's just a matter of my community. The Black community here at Texas State is very small.
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure I highlighted them first before.
Understand. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure I highlight them first because we need the recognition. We're not getting the recognition we deserve at a PWI. So let me highlight my people first, and then there we go from there.
I like that. I like that a lot. In terms of, so right now, you're interviewing people at Texas State was pretty much your main kind of guest for your first season, right?
Yes.
So, at season 2, guys, Kings and Queens, how are you going to change the game in terms of your guests, or is it going to be more of Texas State people, or are you going to kind of branch out outside of Texas State community?
Well, there's so many creatives. I wish I could have got them all on season 1, but you got to stop somewhere.
Yeah.
I plan on being mostly Texas State students again for season 2 because this is my last year there.
Okay.
After I graduate, I'm going back to Fort Worth, and then I will be able to interview people in the DFW area. So it's just all about where I'm at and trying to like capitalize off of the talent. Well, not capitalize, but use the talent and the creatives that are in my space and make sure I highlight them first and then try to, branch out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about one of your segments, financial literacy. How important is financial literacy to you in terms of, generational wealth in not only the Black community and, respect to anyone in life? How important is that?
It's extremely important. If you want to just make a decent living, like you have to have financial literacy. People assume that you have to be rich or want to aspire to be rich to understand financial literacy, but you can be making $40,000 a year and still need to have some type of financial literacy to like plan out your bills and plan out, all types of activities that you want to do, just different things. It's just important to me because I talked about it on my show because I wanted to recycle the dollar necessarily in our Black community. So that's kind of what I was building up to talk about.
Okay.
I'm just very adamant about that because in my household, I wasn't taught financial literacy. I wasn't taught how to save, how to budget, how to invest.
Yeah.
And that's and coming from my friends as well, they weren't taught those topics as well. So that's why I decided that's something that needs to be talked about because, our generation, we love to live lavish from what I've seen. And we can't live lavish if we spending, $30, $40 on unnecessary things and trying to get to the top. We can't do that. So
that is very true.
It's necessary for everyone, but specifically for us.
Yes, that's true. I like that. And Kings and Queens fam, if you listen to, the Arian Helm Show, you'll see that her show is very informative as well, is what I like. She has fun with it because you could tell she loves this. It's her passion. But she also has a point where she gets very informative in terms of, like you just touched on, financial literacy and how important generational wealth is, because we're not all gonna live forever. So having that mindset of generational wealth and passing that down to your next generation and the next generation is very important. And like you said, learning how to save for yourself and invest into the future is very important too for our community. So I like that.
Yeah, this is all learned behavior. Like I'm still learning how to be financial literate.
Yeah.
I'm a big spender. Okay. Yeah, it is a process.
Yeah.
So that's why I make sure people know that as I'm telling you the things on my show, I'm learning them myself. I'm trying to, save myself. I'm trying to budget myself. It's just information, somebody else that's watching, they might be more disciplined with their money. So if I can help them out while trying to help myself out, that might be great. I don't want to just harbor information in and then when I master it and then share the information. No, I'm going to share it as I go.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So, what does it take to what does it take to start a talk show for anyone who's looking to get more insight into the broadcasting world?
A camera. Girl, set you up your iPhone. Set you up an iPhone and just literally decide what you want to talk about. making sure that you're confident on camera. That was something I had to learn as I was going, just based off my body language and how I would, like, my eyes would wander off sometimes when I was talking, and I noticed that very early on. So yeah, just making sure that you're confident in what you're doing, and also making sure that you're just not riding a wave just because you see that it is a wave. Make sure that you're doing it because you truly want to do it or you truly love it. You know, let's not ride waves out here. Okay, let's create them.
Hey, I like that. I like that. So would you say what you're doing right now, is it something that makes you happy in a sense, or joyful in a sense?
Yes, it does, actually. I like to talk. So, and I love being in front of the camera. Like, I used to want to be an actress so bad. So I figured out the process of how to get to be an actress. So I love being in front of the camera. I love to talk. So it just comes naturally to me.
Nice. And would you say there's a difference between joy and happiness? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think joy is a feeling in the moment, and happiness is like, you can feel happiness always. You know, like, I could feel joy and it can just go away, but I feel like happiness is always going to be there.
Okay. So the Helm Show,
in my opinion,
gives you no, everyone has their own opinion. I like that. So the Helm Show gives you happiness in terms of a long-term kind of standpoint.
Yes, it does, because I see the vision. Others might not see it, but it brings me happiness to, like, you know, put it into fruition, because I see the vision and I see where it's going and I see where it can go.
Nice. Okay. How do you deal with negative comments? Have you had negative comments in terms of constructive criticism or comments on YouTube's or anything like that?
I did have somebody go and unlike all of my things, and I was like, "Whoa, who did I make mad?" But I haven't had any negative comments. I have had some constructive criticism, but that is always welcome. I tell people all the time, don't try to, give me criticism and make me happy about it. Tell me what I did wrong. If I said something wrong, if I my body language is off, or what I'm talking about you don't think is of substance, let me know. Like, that would be great. But I haven't had anyone just to my face, at least, negatively talking about my talk show. That probably hurt my feelings, though.
Social media is really through the comments. That's how people get to you, or, like you said, the dislikes. But
nah, I mean, I don't care. The show's still gonna go on.
Hey, regardless. And even with the dislike, the person who disliked that, hey, that's gonna keep you pushing even more anyway.
Oh yeah. They ain't gonna be able to go nowhere without seeing my name in a few years, so it's all good.
So another thing I want to talk about is self-image. So you were talking about how you need to have confidence in terms of starting your show and being comfortable in front of the camera. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you describe yourself, or how would you describe how you feel about yourself on a 1 to 10?
I would say about a 6 or a 7. Are you talking about on camera or, like, currently?
Currently, just not on camera, just you, Arian Helm. How do you feel about yourself in terms of your confidence and where you want to take the show and all of that?
I would say I'm about like an 8, a 9.
Okay. Ooh, she said 9.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Hey,
it's pretty
good.
high.
That's good.
Of course, I still have my insecurities like everybody else. But I'm working on them. I'm learning to not dwell on insecurities, and I'm learning to love all of the things that I do love about myself, and just not dwell on those bad things. As far as confidence on camera, one thing I was very nervous about was the fact that I don't wear makeup. And I think I did maybe 2 episodes where I had like a face on. And the other ones, I was like, dang, maybe they won't take me seriously because I don't have on makeup. Makeup is seen in media world as professional. And I personally, like, I don't know how to do it. It's confusing. I've been wearing without it for so long. So I was very nervous about that. But then I was just like, you know what? Whatever. It's me. People, if you know me in person, I don't really wear the makeup. So I kind of got over that in my head. But it's just literally like getting outside of your head, because something like that wouldn't matter to someone that's watching my show. They're not worried about if I'm wearing makeup. That's probably the last thing that they're worried about. So just getting out of your own head.
They're really, they focus on you and the content that you're bringing.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're gonna look at me, because I mean, appeal matters, but I mean, I'm pretty, so I ain't scaring nobody away.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, the reason why I asked you that is because I feel whatever number someone chooses to describe themselves on how they feel about themselves is it kind of goes into conjunction of how you describe your willingness to invest in yourself as a person.
Yes.
So if someone were to say, "Oh, I think myself as a 4 or 3," that low self esteem and that low image is not gonna make you have those great investments for yourself. So I like how you said you're 8 or 9. Obviously, you didn't say 10, but we're not all perfect, right? We're still
Oh
learning. It's a
nah,
process.
man, I can't
So
wait to get to a 10.
hey, you're gonna get there.
Okay.
You're gonna get there. But I like that because now you're in a position where you can bet against yourself. So anything that comes your way is like is me versus this is my passion. You're not gonna let anyone get in the way of it. So I like how you kind of describe that. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Kings and
very
Queens fam,
comfortable.
Kings and Queens fam. I'm pretty sure you guys are liking Arian Helm so far. So the next kind of thing I want to go into is the size of your dream determines the size of your investment. So would you how big or where do you see the Arian Helm Show going in the future?
Hopefully it's being broadcast on the Helm Network, but
Mm-hmm.
I see it being pretty big. This is literally just season 1, so
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine where I'll be mentally, physically, spiritually by season 5. I might be on TV, I might not. It's all about trusting the process to me. I don't believe that nothing that is worth anything will come easy. So it's just about trusting the process. I mean, if I blow up tomorrow, I blow up tomorrow. If I blow up in 10 years, I'll blow up in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trusting the process and going wherever God is taking me. That's
Right.
literally all.
I like that. So just taking it one episode, one day at a time. And
Yes,
yeah,
because
yeah.
opportunities are coming. Like, I would have never thought I'd be doing podcasts. I would never thought I'd be featured in the University Star. So it's
Yeah.
just like not even focusing so much on the future, focusing on now. How can I get more people to come to my show
Yeah. Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Not even focusing on going to TV. Like now, what is needed in my community? How can I help my community through my show?
I like it, and I like how you said opportunities are always coming because when you're always prepared, proper
Mhm.
preparation, it prevents yourself from any opportunity that comes your way. If you're always
Yep.
prepared for something that's going to inevitably gets you to where you want to go, like the podcast, like I hit you about it, you were ready from day one. You're like,
Hmm.
yeah, let's get it. So yeah, it's a very good mindset to have, and it's very important to have your mindset in that kind of area. So in terms of like self development, do you do anything in terms of self development, or is it like reading books, or going to church, or what is it kind of that you do for your self development?
Well, I've been on a big self development journey with myself. Well, of course, myself. It's called self development, Arian. Um, I've been on that since maybe last year, the end of last year. I started working on myself as I started going into the talk show,
Hmm.
and so I affirm, I pray. I believe in speaking things into existence. A lot of when I talk to people, they're always like, "Oh my gosh, you seem so sure," and it's just a matter of me not trying to be nervous about things or shy away from anything. I'm going to just say it. Like, I believe my network is the next biggest thing.
Hmm.
I might not know that. I might not truly believe it, but I'm going to say it and I'm going to put it out there into the universe, or I'm going to tell God that so that He can know. And it's also my faith. My faith has grown so much in God because I see where I was literally last year to now. I see so much growth mentally, spiritually. I would have never thought I'd be doing a talk show. Like literally last year around this time, I would have
Yeah.
never thought that. So it's just, yeah, I mean, I'm a firm believer in speaking things into existence and affirming my day. Affirmations will change your life, people. Okay?
That's true. That is true. And you're right. You're growing yourself to the next level by having that consistent mindset. That in terms of your self development, anything that you see yourself wanting to achieve, as long as you keep that in your head and keep consistent with it, you're gonna get there. And how you said, speak positivity over into your life. That's very important because
Definitely.
yeah, speaking things into existence is true. It's true.
It's crazy.
It
It's
is.
definitely
It is
crazy.
crazy. It is crazy. Let me see. I wanna know your role models.
My
It can
role
be, yeah,
models.
it can be people in your life, celebrities, anyone you look up to that's had a profound impact on your life. What kind of role models do you have?
Okay, so I have two that I can think of right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
The first one be my mom. She showed me what a go-getter and a hustler was. My mom created a lot for me. From what she had growing up, she really did a lot for me, for my upbringing, and I'm always appreciative of that. The second one would be Beyonce.
Okay.
I love Beyonce so much, and it's not necessarily just for her singing career or anything of that nature. It's also about her discipline. I aspire in this lifetime to be as disciplined as Beyonce, and I literally say that every day to God. I'm like, God, I want Beyonce's discipline in every aspect of. Yes, like she's a workaholic. She's a boss, and I love that. I love that she creates her own lane. She isn't getting into anybody else's lane. She's just literally staying in her lane and creating in her lane, and I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's very important. And I like how you mentioned, so those two main people, your mom and Beyonce, that's those top people there. That's some top people. And I like how you said that, because I feel, everyone, we all need people around us to influence us in a positive way. Because whatever you're doing, doing your talk show or going through school, whatever it is, it's not easy. Sometimes you might have that time where, you're feeling down or whatever, and you need those type of people to, kind of help you stay inspired in a way. Obviously, they're not, your main motive for staying inspired, but sometimes, every once in a while, sometimes your inner fire goes out, and you need just somebody like that to kind of light it or rekindle it in a way, So those type of people will make you want to, keep investing in yourself and growing. And it's good to have those people in your life, because it makes you better as a leader too.
Yes, I always tell myself, Arian, you keep working, and Beyonce will come on the Arian Helm Show. So that's like,
that'd be nice. Beyonce
I
on the Arian Helm Show.
Man, I probably passed out. Ain't no interview today. I'm passing out. But that's what I'm working towards. I want her. I try to shoot for things that they seem crazy or unattainable. Beyonce said a few years back that she wasn't doing any more interviews. So I was like, okay, I'm going to challenge myself for her to be on my show. And that sounds crazy, but I mean, if it happens, I can look back on this interview and be like, whoa, for sure, that really happened.
I like
definitely.
That. For me, the Kings and Queens podcast, I would love to have Kobe Bryant. That's kind of one of my role models. I'd love to have him.
Let me call Kobe real quick.
you got him on speed dial. Yeah. Hey, if you get Kobe.
Kobe, that would just be lit. That would be lit.
That would. So, just in terms of how we're, talking about kind of, chasing your goals and your dreams and your passion, how important is it to take leaps of faith and chase your passion?
It's very important. I feel like you're not going to be anywhere. You're not going to go anywhere just being stagnant. So taking risk is a lot of why people become successful. You just never know. This world is filled with endless possibilities. So why wait? Why feel comfortable to do something? I feel like you grow the best when you're uncomfortable. So when I first released my first episode, I didn't want to release the episode till March. I released the first episode February 4th. And I was like, you know what? Just do it. And I did it. And it was crazy. I got a lot of feedback. And I was like, man, to think that I was so afraid of releasing that episode, because I was just finding every little minor thing about the episode that wasn't wrong. And I realized it's a lot of the time I'm holding myself back, Like I mentioned earlier, people don't see what you see. And a lot of times we hold our own selves back, from our insecurities to our self-judgment, things like that. So just take risk. Yeah, I mean, either it's going to be a yes or a no, So just go ahead and go for it, and just be like, yeah, whatever it is, I'm going to obtain it. And going in with a positive mindset always will help you.
Exactly. And it's just about taking those steps every day. Because like you said, it all starts with that one episode or, that one show or that you have. And from there, you're going to look back, years down the line and look back at the episode. It's like, wow, like look at the progress that I made. Like if you had stayed and, kept on thinking about it in your mind and not put action into it, you wouldn't have got to where you are right now. Like the progress that you've made now on the Arian Helm Show compared to episode number 1 is like a dramatic. It's crazy. So when so by season 2 is gonna even be the level the gap is just gonna keep increasing. So that's why I feel like it's always, success is a journey. It's not really like a destination. So we really have to. It's a marathon, right? Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. It's a marathon.
Yes,
and
it is.
and we really have to stay focused, stay grinding, and focus on our the end goal, or keep inspiring people like you do, because you said this is your passion. So that's another thing that keeps you going every day.
Could you imagine not doing something and living with all of that regret?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
That's something I don't want to. I don't want to die regretting anything in this life, because I didn't do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. That's the craziest thing, living life with regrets. And it's funny because like in the past, doing talk shows or podcasts, it wasn't as easy as it is to do now. Because in the past, you would have to get with radio talk shows and try to see if they want to have you on your platform. But now with technology, you have YouTube channel, create your own thing. You have podcasts, create your own thing. Whatever it is, you do music, you sing, you can post it on SoundCloud or whatever it is, So we really have a lot of opportunity right now, and it's just for us to take advantage of it.
Definitely take advantage of it. If you're thinking about doing anything, just drop it. I mean, the worst thing that could happen, people might ridicule you, but it still says a lot about you for you to just take that initiative to drop whatever it is, drop your project, or do that one thing that you've been slacking off on. Just do it.
I like that.
It happened.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see. I have another question for you. If you could have, I know one of the people in this question, but if you could if you could have 3 top people to come on your show right now, who would it be and why? So I know the first one, obviously Beyonce.
Definitely.
So the other 2 people, who would it be?
Lord.
Take a minute. I know it's a lot of people.
It's this dude called Jay Jones, and he hosts a podcast called The Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Okay. I would love for him to come on because he is pro-Black economics. Mm-hmm. So that would be great for him to talk about financial literacy and things of that nature. And he's just very inspirational. A lot of the things that I have started doing in my own personal life, as far as financial literacy and whatnot, I have learned from Jay. Okay. And I just want someone who's positively influencing the Black community. Yeah. There's a lot of people out here who are not, who are feeding our minds with poison, but that's a different subject for a different day. Mm-hmm. So I really respect him for teaching and preaching, the Black dollar and staying in our community and things like that. So I really respect him. Okay. Another one, let's see. Ooh.
And for the Kings and Queens fam, just say his name one more time. You said it was Jay.
It's called Jay Jones. It's the podcast Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. Jay Jones for real on Instagram. Okay. Why just shouted him out like I know him.
Hey, he's gonna be on your show eventually.
Actually, I would like to also, now that I'm at Texas State and I'm about to do season 2, mm-hmm. I would like to interview our president of the university. Okay. I have a few things that I need to talk with sis about. And no shade towards our good sis, Miss Denise Troth, but mm-hmm. we have some things that we need to talk about, that needs to be discussed concerning the diversity on the campus, concerning the treatment of Black students. It's just a lot of things that need to be talked about. So I feel like that would be a really dope interview to do while he's still here at Texas State. So I would definitely interview her. And also, she might learn something about herself. A lot of people, they do malicious things because they don't know. Ignorance is very bliss. So, yeah. Tell sis to come on. All
right. Hey, so Kings and Queens fam, you heard it there first. The top 3 people that she would love to have on her Arian talk show. So the Arian Helm Talk Show, I hope you guys, go ahead and check it out. So with that being said, that's pretty much all I have for you today, Arian. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the Kings and Queens podcast. Really means a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really means a lot for real. So, and if you could leave with one piece of advice for the Kings and Queens fam, what would it be?
to walk in your purpose and to trust your purpose. God did not give that vision to everyone else. He gave that vision to you. So just moving that vision, moving that purpose, and continue to trust him.
Sheesh. You gonna leave it like
yeah.
that? Ooh, okay.
I mean, that's a whole subject I can go on and on about.
Yeah. I like that. That's awesome. And Kings and Queens fam, I know you guys want to obviously check out Arian and whatever and the great things that she's doing in her journey. So, what platforms can people find you on? IG, YouTube, whatever it is.
Okay, I'm on Instagram at Arian Helm, Arian, not like the Aryan Nation. I do not have a Y in my name. ArianHelm. I'm on Twitter at the Arian Helm. You can look me up on YouTube at the Arian Helm Show, or you can go to my website, arianhelm.com. Yeah, I pretty much trademarked my name everywhere. So just look up Arian Helm. And yes, and I also want to thank you for this opportunity. I love it. Keep going.
Thank you.
We need more of this. We do need more of this. And I fully support you always.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's not going to be the last time we're going to hear about you on the Kings and Queens fam, the podcast.
Oh no, because you got to come to the Arian Helm Show.
Yeah. Hey, I like that.
It's my turn to interview you.
I like that a lot. And like I said, everyone that's listening, you guys can, tune into her show. She has great content. And, I can really see her and where she's going. She's going to be, one of the biggest broadcast and talk show hosts ever. Like, I can see it. So I see your vision.
Thank you.
No
Let's
problem.
speak that into existence.
Hey, I see your vision. So I'm going to put, your IG, your YouTube channel, and everything that you said, I'm going to put it in the description of the podcast so people can, check you out. So, with that being said, I just want to, wish you nothing but the best and success along your journey. Continue being the queen that you are. Keep striving, keep pushing, and keep on applying that pressure. So yeah, like I said, Nipsey Hussle said it best: the marathon continues, and success is a journey, not a destination. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, kings and queens. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Say it one time. Say it one time so they can hear you. Say it one time.
Thank you, kings and queens. Shout out to y'all. Y'all be great out here.
Thank you so much. And just like that, we out. Episode 10, guys. We are out. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. And stay tuned for the next episode.
I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it. No kidding. Breaking down a switch in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing. You gotta keep